Who is your dream guest, dead or alive, that you'd love to sit down with for a 2-hour deep dive? Ooh, deep dive, deep dive. I don't know. I don't know if he's as into it as any of us are, but I've always wanted to have Bo Jackson, the football player. You know, if I had to say one person was my idol growing up, I would say it's Bo Jackson. From the sports side of things. And then when I found out he was also a bow hunter, holy shit, I was like, I was like, now he's even higher up on my list. And so I think it would be cool to have a conversation with someone like Chris Pratt, right? Chris Pratt lives in a weird space where he loves hunting, but he also relies on Hollywood to make his money, right? And so I have never been in a spot where if I post a dead animal on Instagram or Facebook, that I would get a whole bunch of backlash from that. I don't understand what's that like, and how it could possibly affect my my outcome, right? My job, my you know what I'm talking about. I guess like 2 hours is a long time. I would love to sit down with, I don't know, maybe a historian and talk about what the hunters in North America were like a couple thousand years ago, right? How they hunted, what tools they used to hunt. Did they just scare a whole bunch of buffalo off a cliff and then that's how they hunted? When did hunting become about sport versus, eating and feeding yourself? So there's that. I mean, Fred Bear would be a good one to have on. Just thinking out loud here of some of the people that I've tried to get on the show. God, I watched him a lot on ESPN when I was a kid. He's the Grand Slam holder. I cannot believe I'm buffing on this dude's name. World-class bow hunter, has killed everything in Africa and North America with his bow. Damn, dude. I don't know. So those are a couple, and then of course, Tony Peterson, right? I could sit down and have a really good deep dive with him, a 2-hour deep dive. Maybe we'll try to make that happen this year, towards summer, personal and what if scenarios. If you could only hunt one species for the rest of your life, but you had to do it in a state you've never visited, where would you go and what are you chasing? One species for the rest of your life in a state I've never been to. Where are you going and what are you chasing? This is going to shock people. Dude, mule deer hunting is so much fun. I would probably move to Wyoming or North Dakota and try to hunt mule deer. Maybe I would go to Colorado and hunt mule deer, high country mule deer. But there's something about like the prairie, the open plains, that type of environment where these big mule deer live. So I'm going to answer that by saying mule deer in Wyoming. I've never hunted in Wyoming before, but that's where I want to go hunt, and mule deer is the species that I want to hunt.